Safari visited Zoka's hostel every night. They both were passionate and eager for romance. Once they were intelligent and hard-working students, but now they were changed because of immoral activities. In the heart of Nairobi, where the city pulsed with the energy of ambition and youthful dreams, stood Umoja University. Among the thousands of students navigating its grand lecture halls were Zuka and Safari, two souls drawn together by faith, passion, and an insatiable hunger for life. Zuka was a force of nature, bold, fearless, and unapologetically herself. Her presence commanded attention, not just because of her striking beauty, but because of the way she carried herself. Every step she took exuded confidence, her daring fashion choices turning heads wherever she went. She was the kind of woman who knew the effect she had on people and embraced it fully. Safari was different. He had always been the quiet, observant type, a young man with intelligence in his eyes and curiosity in his heart. He excelled in his studies, carrying the weight of his family's hopes on his shoulders. But beneath that disciplined exterior was a boy yearning for adventure, for something more than just books and exams. Their paths crossed in a literature class where discussions of love and desire sparked something deeper between them. What began as a shared interest in poetry and late-night study sessions quickly evolved into something far more intense. Safari found himself drawn to Zuka's intoxicating aura, her laughter like a song that refused to leave his mind. She, in turn, was captivated by his quiet depth, the way he listened, the way he looked at her as if she were the only person in the world. Before long, their connection consumed them. Zuka's hostel room became their hidden sanctuary, a place where rules and responsibilities melted away. The university had strict policies about male visitors in the female dormitories, but that did little to deter Safari. Under the cover of darkness, he would sneak into her room, their nights filled with stolen kisses, whispered confessions, and the reckless abandon of young love. Zuka's influence extended beyond Safari. Her charisma attracted other girls in the hostel, and soon a small circle formed around her. They admired her fearlessness, her defiance of rules, and the way she lived life on her own terms. Forbidden gatherings became frequent, laughter and music echoing through the hostel's corridors long after curfew. It was a world of their own creation, a world where pleasure came first, where the boundaries of responsibility blurred. But the walls of their secret paradise began to crack. Safari, once a top student, found himself distracted. His grades slipped. His focus wavered. Professors noticed the change. Whispers began to spread. It was not long before the university administration caught wind of the rumors. They had been watching from the shadows, piecing together the puzzle of reckless nights and missing morning lectures. The inevitable came crashing down one fateful night. Safari, as he had done so many times before, slipped into Zuka's room, but this time he never made it inside. A group of security personnel, along with the hostel matron, had been waiting. His heart pounded as they confronted him, their stern expressions leaving no room for escape. Zuka, alerted by the commotion, emerged from her room only to see the consequences of their actions unfold before her eyes. A disciplinary hearing followed, the weight of their choices pressing down on them like a suffocating storm. The administration did not need to shout or threaten. The disappointment in their voices was enough. They were not merely being punished for breaking rules. They were being held accountable for throwing away opportunities that others could only dream of. Expulsion was the final verdict. The realization hit them with crushing force. The dreams they had nurtured, the future they had envisioned, had all been torn away in an instant. There were no second chances. As they packed their belongings, a heavy silence filled the air. Regret lingered between them, unspoken yet overwhelming. Zuka, for the first time, felt the weight of her choices pressing down on her. Safari, whose entire life had revolved around his education, could hardly bring himself to face the reality of what they had lost. When they walked out of Umoja University's gates for the last time, the world outside felt strangely unfamiliar. They had been so consumed by their desires that they had forgotten the consequences, and now they stood at the edge of an uncertain future. Their story did not end in triumph or happily ever after. It was a tale of passion, of recklessness, and of lessons learned too late. Love, they had discovered, was a powerful force, but without discipline and wisdom, it could consume everything in its path.